For thousands of years, humanity has asked the same terrifying question. What happens when we die? To the ancient Egyptians, death was not an end. It was the beginning of the most dangerous journey a soul could ever undertake. A journey through a dark and terrifying underworld filled with demons, lakes of fire, and the ultimate judgment of the gods. To survive this journey, the dead needed a guide. They needed magic. They needed the Book of the Dead. But this was not a single bound book as we understand it today. Its true name was the Book of Coming Forth by Day. It was a collection of nearly 200 magical spells, incantations, and passwords written on papyrus scrolls and buried with the dead. When a person died, their soul, the Ba, awoke in the Duat, the Egyptian underworld. The Duat was a terrifying reflection of the living world, a vast realm of caverns, rivers, and monstrous guardians. To navigate this darkness, the soul had to know the secret names of the gatekeepers. One mistake, one forgotten password, and the soul would be devoured by serpents or trapped in darkness forever. If the soul survived the demons of the Duat, it arrived at the most critical moment of its existence, the whole of two truths. Here, the deceased stood before Osiris, the green-skinned god of the underworld, and a tribunal of 42 terrifying divine judges. This was the moment of ultimate reckoning. The soul could hide nothing. Before the judges, the deceased had to recite the negative confession, a declaration of innocence. I have not stolen. I have not murdered. I have not caused anyone to weep. The soul had to address each of the 42 judges by their secret names, proving that they had lived a life of Ma'at, a life of truth, balance, and cosmic order.
But words alone were not enough. The gods required proof. The god Anubis led the soul to the great scales of justice. On one side of the scale, Anubis placed the heart of the deceased, the seat of all emotion, memory, and sin. On the other side, he placed a single ostrich feather, the feather of Ma'at, the feather of truth. The god Thoth, with the head of an ibis, stood ready to record the result. Beneath the scales crouched Amit, a terrifying monster with the head of a crocodile, the body of a lion, and the hindquarters of a hippopotamus. She was the devourer of the dead. If the heart was heavy with sin and outweighed the feather, Amit would strike. If Amit devoured the heart, the soul suffered the second death. It ceased to exist entirely, wiped from the cosmos forever. To the ancient Egyptians, this complete annihilation was far more terrifying than any concept of hell. But if the heart was light as the feather, the soul was declared true of voice. Those who passed the judgment were welcomed by Osiris into the field of reeds, Aaru. It was a paradise that mirrored the best ports of Egypt, a land of endless harvests, flowing rivers, and eternal youth, where the dead were reunited with their loved ones. Armed with the Book of the Dead, the ancient Egyptians did not just hope for immortality. They engineered it.
And perhaps that is the most remarkable thing of all. Not that they believed in life after death, but that they believed it could be earned, that the universe kept score, that every act of kindness, every moment of truth, every choice to live with integrity was being weighed on a scale against a feather. What would your heart weigh?